Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Trails of the Sky the Third. Today we are going on to Plane 7, the start of Chapter 7. We already actually started it, but then we turned around to do some doors. This is Reese, this is her setup. She should be good to go, hopefully. She's made more for Caster right now, so hopefully she fits the bill. She has a lot of spells, not as many as Ren did, but mostly because we have to have that silver thing up there. Anyways, let's go ahead and teleport to... Oh, we gotta teleport to the... because we never got a telepad for the Plane 7, huh? Well, shenanigans. I call shenanigans on that one, because I feel like that should have actually just given us a pad automatically. But whatever, we can run over here and then go through this door. Right? Where is it? Right here? No. There it is. In we go. Now, if we didn't have Reese, we get kicked out on the other side, right? So, that is why she's here. And it's been a while since we actually had her in the party. Not as long as, like, Zin and Agat, but still. There's doors to go into. Is there a telepad? I'm digging the churchly music. Is that supposed to be like a choir singing? I'm assuming the one in the middle is like the end area. There's an empty well. We used to drink our water out of here. We had no fancy oil pumps either. We did it all using a good old-fashioned bucket with a string attached. It was a nightmare. Tell me about it. We would go out on winter morning and come back with our hands numb and red raw. But looking back on the whole experience now, it was fun in its own way. I guess it was. I mean, yeah. At least you could get water when, like, you didn't depend on machinery, right? We saw how dependent people are with orbital tech these days, huh? Like when the shutdown phenomenon happened, everyone was like, what do we do? What's this room? Looks like a dining hall. This is the living room, where we used to all have our meals. Well, living room, dining hall, whatever. Dining room. Just don't make the mistake of thinking it was a warm place like Merce's orphanage. Mercia orphanage. The matron here was a stubborn old sister who was strict as could be. Every mealtime we had to pray so much that our stomachs had given up on getting fed by the end of it, and we get yelled at it for the tiniest thing. Sounds like what you'd expect from a church-run orphanage, though, I suppose. You deserved it all, in my opinion. You never did as you were told, and caused her nothing but grief. Okay, I admit that's probably accurate, but still. I can see that being accurate. Though, if you believe every movie you see, church-run orphanages are, pretty much hell incarnate. So, maybe not, I don't know. And again, you hear stories about all different sorts of places. And it's never always good. Usually always bad. As you probably guessed, this right here is the kitchen. This is where the older children of the facility did the cooking. It was also Reese's favorite place to sneak into whenever she had a hankering for some food. Kevin! Great mind thinks alike, don't they? I used to do something pretty similar when I was younger. Got hell from Killikas a lot because of it too. Please don't take everything he says as face value. Well, anyways, this was always Rufina's turf back when she was still here. She was always out here around mealtime making food for me, Reese, and the other kids. After she left, Reese and I took over her position. That brings back memories. Of course, then you left too, leaving me to handle it all alone. The mere thought aggravates me. In fact, I think you should whip up something right now to make up for your selfishness. Yes, ma'am. I'll make you something later. The only thing less reliable than a promise from with later attached to it to the end of it is one said by you. Burn! I'm not gonna get my hopes up. Man, no faith in me, huh? Oh boy. I mean, to be fair, dog, you kinda gave a reason not to have much faith in you, didn't you? Who leaves someone who's supposed to be family for 5 years without contacting them? That's without any real issue, right? Because families can have problems. And we know Kevin has a problem somewhere along the lines, but still. Reese seemed rather upset by the fact that he hadn't contacted her in 5 years. This is where this is the kids' bedroom. I slept here back when I was first taken in before graduating to the boys' bedroom. You never really did mix well with the other children. Rufina had such a hard time trying to get you to make friends with them. It was a real deal for her, you know. Yeah, I know. I was like a little hedgehog who didn't want to let anyone get near back then. I feel sorry for everyone who had to put up with me. I'm still amazed you even bothered trying to be friendly. Well, I knew you were only playing tough. Like that time with Rufina and the chocolate. Stop! We're not hearing that story here! Aw, what? You don't wanna share the story of your first kiss? With chocolate attached? This is the girls' bedroom. This the place where Rufina spent her nights. Same with you eventually too, right, Reese? I even used to sleep with her from time to time. Her bed was always cozy and smelled really nice. It was much nicer than sleeping in my own. After she left here, her bed became mine. I bet you were jealous. You bet. I was at the time, I'll admit. Oh, I thought you'd be a bit more flustered than that. I shouldn't have bothered saying anything. Give me a break. She's just trying to push his buttons now. But he admitted it. That's nice, I guess. It's good to admit it sometimes. This is the boys' bedroom, where I slept until I was about 10 years old. Technically, the boys and girls weren't supposed to enter one another's bedrooms. They never stopped Reese here from doing it all the time, though. Oh, that never stopped Reese. What he neglects to mention is that it was his fault I did so. What else was I supposed to do when he slept in every morning he was on cleaning duty? Well, you could have just knocked on the door until I got up. But then I disturbed the other boys who were sleeping, which would have been unfair. They weren't the ones shirking their duties. It was 100% your fault. Fine, whatever you say. I'm beginning to think Kevin's at fault for most of this stuff here. This is the head and mistress's or matron's room. This was the matron's room. No one's here now, though. Yeah. By the way, Reese, how is the matron these days? She's fine. Her injuries weren't lasting. She hasn't had the energy she used to ever since retiring, unfortunately. She really wanted to see you again, Kevin. She did, huh? We're probably gonna figure out what that meant. But we could probably already guess, right? Hell, it might have even been talked about. The door's locked. Figures. Is it locked? Yeah. Well, whatever, we can keep poking around. But what do you mean? How about here? We can't keep poking around it. There's no keyhole. How does this door open? This is the side entrance that only opens from the inside. We can't get in from this side. That's a... Yeah, if we want to get into the chapel, we're gonna have to go through the front. Okay. But... did I miss something? I mean, I guess I did. I had to have. I didn't see any exclamation points or anything like that. And we checked all the rooms. Though... I mean, I guess we can check the matron's room again? No. So I don't... Okay. So we're missing something then. Or I'm missing something. Is there like an area that just looks like a dead... No? Okay. Something outside. We checked the well. It said it was empty. And we used to bring up water. Okay, never mind. I guess we just had to go into that back door? There's no sign of anything in here. Our last hope seems to be the chapel. Seems it is. What is it, Kevin? Hey, Reese. You were the one responsible for cleaning the chapel that day, right? What day? On Astor House's final day. When Rufina died. That's... What? That was what I was told when I went to visit the matron afterwards, at least. Well, were you? Yeah, I was. Why? I thought so. Check your pockets, Reese. I'm pretty sure the chapel key's in one of them. Huh? Reese began checking the pockets of her habit. Eventually, she found an old brass key. It can't be. Whoa, there's a twist I didn't see coming. Interesting. Honestly, I wasn't entirely sure you'd find it in there. But in all the other areas of this plane, there was always a reason to take the person we needed with us. This just goes to show that you really were meant to come here, Reese. But... No. As disbelieving as I am, this is definitely the chapel's key. I suppose all we can do right now is try to go inside. Yeah. Alright, then let's go inside. I know the door's locked. You didn't have to tell us that. Just open the door, Reese. Before we go in, Reese, there's something I should warn you about. Once we step through that door, there'll be no going back. Dots, you're gonna find out the truth about what happened that day, all of it, and you won't like it. Are you sure you're ready for what you're about to find? Dots, use the key. I'm more than ready. All these years, I've never quite been able to accept what happened here. The life I thought I knew just suddenly came to an end, with all of us getting moved to other places, and I still don't even know why. I even tried to come back here just before beginning my training to become a squire, but it had already been demolished. Oh, so it doesn't even exist anymore. That's kind of sad. I've been ready for a long time. I want to know the truth. And more than anything, I feel like knowing will let me come closer to you and Rufina. Okay, let's head on in. Right. Got a feeling you're definitely not going to like the truth, because I have a feeling I kind of know what happened. Dots. Hey, Kevin. You want the rest of us to wait outside for this? No, actually, I prefer if you come in with me. This is relevant to you guys, too, in the sense. Dots. It all started 5 years ago. A Jaeger Corps someone had hired took this place over out of nowhere. By the way, how much do you remember of that day, Reese? Just so I know. I just remember a group of men in black forcing their way through the gate and charging in here. They tied everyone up and took the matron up to the second floor. And then... Next thing you knew, you were in bed in a hospital in town, right? After which you found out that Rufina and I had come to rescue everyone, and that she had died in the process. Is that about right? Uh-huh. It's just what happened, Kevin. All I heard is that it was the work of someone who opposed the church. But I hadn't had a chance to meet you since then, much less ask you about it. I tried asking Instructor Selnat, but she wouldn't say a word. That doesn't surprise me. The Gralsritter's commander can't admit this orphanage was being used as a smokescreen for an artifact that needed sealing away. What? Here we go. Can I explore up here, though, before we go into that place? Dots. The secret passage. No, I want to explore out here, though. Fine. Oh, wait! If there was an artifact here, you don't mean... Yep. Below here is a primal ground used to seal artifacts away, just like the one under Gralsritter Cathedral. Man, that's a weird staircase. Like, why? It's just too big. Too big. Too spinny. I'm sure you remember. The day it all happened, Rufina and I were due to come back here for the first time in a while. We were both coming from different places we'd been sent, so we wanted to meet up in town and come the rest of the way to here together. But then her train was delayed, leaving me in town to wait for her alone. That was when I got word of what happened. All I can think was that you and the other kids were in danger, and so I decided to try and take out the Jaegers here alone. They weren't all that experienced, so fighting them wasn't even hard for a squire like me. Before long, I was able to disable them all and free the matron and the other kids. Or so I thought. You were nowhere to be seen. I asked the other kids where you were. They told me one of the Jaegers had taken you somewhere else and that you were unconscious. I looked frantically all over trying to find you before eventually stumbling across this place. As for how, you remember how you didn't have a ribbon in your hair when you woke up, Reese? I do. What does that have to do with anything? I found that ribbon in the front of the secret passage we've just gone through. And there were new footprints near it, too. Made it easy to find the entrance. Oh. Anyways, after getting in here, I made my way down the staircase in pursuit of the Jaeger that had taken you. Oh, we're gonna have to take a vow like we did at Gransel? Hey Reese, do you remember what I was like back when you first met me? Yeah. I was still young at the time, but it's as fresh as it is, as it were only yesterday, as if it was only yesterday. You looked like you had been swallowed by blackness, like there wasn't a single thread of hope bound to you. It was scary. I kept wondering what must have happened to you, what you must have seen to make you end up this way. What must have happened to me, huh? Rufina seemed like she knew. Before I met you, I killed my mom. Okay. Dots? What? Maybe killed isn't the right expression. It's not like I directly did it. I still let her die, though. I still got a responsibility for what happened. Growing up, it was basically me and my mom for the most part. My father showed his face from time to time, but not that much. From what I understand, he had another family elsewhere. But even without him, she did her best to look after me on her own. I loved her dearly. Kids in the neighborhood used to make fun of me for how I talked, which I got from her, but I just beat them up for most of the time. She was always kind, she loved cooking, and yeah, I thought the world of her. When I was 7, my father, who had all the money in the world, chose to abandon her. At the best of times, she was always a frail person, and at that, she grew more and more despondent. Her health suffered. Your father sounds like a real piece of shit. Hopefully he's not alive. I tried everything a kid could to cheer her up, but nothing I did work. And during one winter's day, she must have really finally had enough. She came over while I was sleeping and tried to strangle me. Holy shit! Hello, darkness, my old friend. Dots? Yeah, that's an appropriate response. I'm so sorry, Kevin. I failed as your mother. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired. At least this way, the two of us can... That's fucking dark. I love it. It's dark. I guess she figured that if we were both going to suffer, we may as well take the easy way out as a family. Dark! But I wouldn't let her take me with her. Before I knew it, what I was doing, I pushed her aside and ran barefoot into the snow. I wandered around for a while after that. I couldn't understand what had happened or what she'd been trying to do. Eventually, I could feel myself getting hungry. I thought that maybe she'd been able to clear her head? I made my way back home, nervous as could be, and... Dark! Welcome to the Dark episode! Yeah, sorry for making you listen to all that. Still, I think that's probably when it happened. When my stigma was carved into me. What? Don't we need to say something like, we swear not to tell people shit here? Guess not. Is that water? I think that's water. It's actually hard to tell if that's water. What a weird place. Who would have thought a place like this existed underneath an orphanage? It's a JRPG. Dots, this is where I finally caught up to the Jaeger who had you with him. He probably didn't think anyone was going to come after him. The second he saw me, he panicked, and putting his gun down, he ran over to the pedestal right in front of us. On it was the artifact that required sailing away I mentioned earlier, the Spear of Loa. What's the Spear of Loa? A malignant spear that transforms the body of its wielder into a monster. It's also your S-break. It's hard to believe something like that could be a gift from the goddess, right? In any case, the cornered Jaeger grabbed it and used it. I didn't stand a chance. Much as I tried, I wasn't any match for an inhuman monster before me. He knocked me to the ground and then went to raise the spear against the still unconscious you. That's all it took. Look, it's strong. Ain't that strong, dog. My stinger drew all of the spear's power from it into itself. And, and blasted it, magnified countless times over, into the Jaeger's body. The result wasn't even a battle. Our precious home had become a slaughterhouse. By the end, he wasn't even recognizable, just thousands of lumps of flesh strewn all over the floor. After defeating him, my stigma's power was still coursing through my body. I never experienced anything like that before. I lost complete control of myself. At this point, Rufina arrived, and she seemed to understand exactly what had happened. Using her bowgun and Templar sword, she was able to separate me from you and prevent me from doing any harm. And then... When I returned to my senses, I was in her arms, dumbfounded. Her body was full of holes and spares, but she hugged me as tightly as she could. That's when she drew her last breath. No. There it is, the truth you wanted. It wasn't that I couldn't save Rufina. I was the one that killed her, with my own hands, right in front of you. But you didn't! I didn't want to? Maybe not. But that's just an excuse. If I had been able to control my stigma's power instead of letting it consume me and fill me with bloodlust, it wouldn't have happened. If I wasn't so weak, she'd still be alive today. That's not all either. Looking at her standing before me at that moment, she reminded me of my mother. She reminded me of my mom when she came to strangle me. Suddenly, this feeling of betrayal welled up inside me, this desire for revenge, so I filled her full of spears. I loved them both. I wanted to protect them both. And what did I do? I killed them both. Me! Why? Why did you... Why did I what? Why didn't you tell me this before? 5 years apart, and this is the first time you're telling me this? Sorry. I know I should have done it earlier. But now I have, and I'm ready for the consequences. So go on. If you want to revenge her, do it. If anything, it'd make me happy if you did. You're so stupid! What are you... You think I want to revenge her? That's not why I'm angry at all! Why have you shouldered a burden that's that great all this time on your own? We're family, Kevin! Why didn't you ever talk to me? Why didn't you ever let me hug you? Why didn't you let me do anything to help you? I finally understand. I always thought you were hunting down heretics as some kind of atonement for letting Rufina die. But that's not it at all, is it? Come on, Reese. I finally understand. You don't want to atone for anything. You don't want to get rid of your sense of guilt at all. You... That's right. He wants to be punished for what he did. Oh. It's the Lord of Phantasma. You have my congratulations on making it this far. Beyond here lies the 7th plane. I thought this was the 7th plane. The place of my birth, and the foundation of all planes hereafter. No, seriously, I thought this was the 7th plane? Thought so. And judging by how we have to go through here to get there, I was right, wasn't I? Oh, shit, it's Rufina, isn't it? Right about what? Allow me to ask you again. So, Kevin Graham, do you really want to see the faith underneath this mask? Damn right I do. It's time to take that creepy mask thing off and show us who you really are. Rufina Argent? With pleasure. Rufina? Man, that face clashes with that outfit, but I like it. I've missed you dearly, Reese. And as for you, Kevin, I'm impressed you were able to work out my real identity. It wasn't hard. I had a feeling from the start. Really? The answer was right in front of my face the whole time, and your every taunt should have made me that much more aware. The only reason I couldn't be until now. The only reason I couldn't be until now was because I didn't want to accept the truth. Quite. You always were, weakling. You can imagine how surprised I was when you were able to defeat my strongest knight. You talk about the Blade Lord? What connection does he even have to you anyways? I met him through my work. Oh, about 6 years ago. We were enemies at the time, but we managed to reach a compromise of sorts. And he felt... Actually, that was part of a memory, wasn't it? Or something like that? Wasn't there a story where she met someone really strong or from Ouroboros and was able to stop him? And he felt he owed me a debt for as much. Alright, so you ended up summoning him in order to have him repay it? It's a crafty move, but that's not so out of character for you. Flattery won't get you anywhere with me. Still, now that you made it this far, I assume you understand what I'm trying to do. Yeah, and I'm ready. Take me away. Wait! What are you two talking about? I would have thought you worked the answer out, or answer to that out already, Reese. Do you recall what I said before? Kevin wants to be punished. Then you... I was born here in order to give him the punishment he strives for with his every breath. It was to that end that I recreated Phantasma in its current form and welcomed you all here. All of this was a result of Kevin's desires. He wanted this to happen. You're lying! No. Sorry, she isn't. I couldn't tell you why it actually happened, but what she said is true. No. The seventh plane is likely somewhere made for the express purpose to punish me over and over. A fitting hell for someone who let his own mother die and killed Rufina to suffer and rot. And once I've dropped down there, this will be all over. Impossible. What the hell's wrong with you? Reese! What do you think you're doing, Reese? That's not a very nice thing to do to your sister. Shut up! You're not my sister! My sister would never do something like this! Never! Reese. You promised me, Kevin. You promised me that you'd never do anything that would make Rufina sad. And so what do you think you're doing? How can you believe sacrificing yourself for everyone would make her happy? Reese, stop. Who are you to say it wouldn't? I might not be the real Rufina, but I'm very close copy to her. If Kevin wants to be punished, why wouldn't I give him his wish? Because that's not how Rufina was at all. She never indulged something like that. Not in 1,000 years. Think back to when you first met Kevin. You'd given up on the world just like you just wanted to disappear. But did she let you do that? No. She forced chocolate down your throat and dragged you right back into the real world, even when you didn't want to, whether you liked it or not. Well, this is a surprise. You've grown a lot more than I expected if you're able to talk back to me. Stop talking to me if you were my sister. You're not, and I won't stand for you defiling her any further. Well, if that's how you want to do things, perhaps I should invite you to Kevin's place. I'll invite you in Kevin's place. Me? That's not good. No! Can one of you guys jump over there and save her? We all have like superhuman abilities here. Come on. The rest of you can stand by and watch. Oh, okay, you're gonna do that? That's rude. Ugh. Damn it! What? Reese! Stop this, Rufina! She's got nothing to do with any of this! Oh, but she has. Consider this another part of your punishment. After all, if she suffers for all eternity in your place, that's gonna make your suffering all the more potent, isn't it? Please. Go ahead and do your worst! Oh? Reese? Drop me wherever you like, I'll live. I'm never going to let Kevin be alone again. Okay, but you know, if you go down there, and I know you're saying you will come back to him, it might take some time, so he's still gonna be alone, right? Fighting words, my sweet sister. We shall see whether you can make good on them. Is that gonna be the seventh plane? Gotta go save Reese. Are we going Super Saiyan? We're going Super Saiyan. Okay, Kevin. Ah! I thought it was anime for a second and I get super excited. It is not anime. There goes your hood. Like, the outfit itself is called the habit. The nun's hood thing, it's just part of it, right? It doesn't have a name. Right? Why do I want to say the flying nun, but I think that's something completely different. Technically, that's kind of Reese right now because she's fallen. Young man's voice. Hey, Reese. Key up. Huh? Kevin? Oh, we're in hell. I feel at home. Huh. You okay? Feeling any pain? No, I think I'm okay. I think. But why are you... I fell through that crack alone. So why are you... You big dummy. Me? What are you thinking of all that taunting? Go ahead and do your worst. Drop me wherever you like, I'll live. Just how do you know you'll live? Oh right, you don't! But... You're a squire, aren't you? A rookie like you have with no experience or proper judgment has no business making calls that put her own safety at risk. If you can't promise to never do that again, then you and I both know you're not cut out to be part of the Gralsritter. That's probably what I should be saying anyways, but it'd be real rich coming from me, right? So I'll let you off with this one, with that little bop there. Huh? Look around us. This is it, the 7th plane. Wow. It's literal hell. Gahana! Is that thunder? Or is a plane crashing into my house? I mean, I guess technically it could be an earthquake. What the fuck was that? We don't get earthquakes that often around here. Though, they've actually been increasing, which is kind of horrifying. Because, like, I spent, like, 30 years without experiencing, like, an earthquake. And then, the last few years, yeah, that was definitely something, because my dog just barged into the room. 1 second. Come here, you little shit. Go lay down somewhere. Alright. I mean, I call him a little shit, but the dude's like 150 pounds. Please don't unplug anything over there. Actually, I just looked outside. It's pouring out. Hey! Yeah, just like lay there. That's fine. What are you doing? We good? Okay, I think we're good now. Kahana? Yep, it's just like the testaments brought. The hive. I'm the one responsible for bringing it here. That was loud thunder, if that was thunder. Felt like the house was shaking. Oh! Also means I'm probably gonna have to stop recording after this. After all, if there's one place that's possible, it's Phantasma. I don't know how Rufina came back, but she did, with both memories and personality intact. And now I have the good fortune of being punished by one of the very people I wronged. I really couldn't think of a more fitting punishment for a bastard like me. Everything she said was dead on. More than anything, I wanted to be punished. I figured that by accepting that punishment, all this would be done, and everyone else could go back to their lives. I thought I could just be like her, sacrificing my own life so everyone else could be saved. But that wouldn't make me like her at all, would it? No, she might have given up her life to save ours. But that wasn't because she was happy to throw her life away to protect someone else's. It's because she saw literally no other option. With me unconscious, she didn't even have the choice to retreat. There was no way out of that situation without one of the three of us losing their lives. That's the only reason she chose to do what she did. Yeah. She was not the kind of person who would praise self-sacrifice as some kind of virtue. She'd only ever accept it as an option if all the others have been exhausted, and it was truly the only way. Right, but this time, that's not the case. You're here, I'm here, all of our friends are here. If we put our heads together, I'm sure we could have found another way out of here. One where no one would have to die. You must have realized that, and yet you tried to take the easy way out, didn't you? I hate to say it, but yeah, I did. That's a pretty shameful thing for a Dominion to be doing, huh? See? I got no right to be criticizing you. I'm even less fit to be a knight than you. Still, standing around and lamenting my own feelings isn't gonna get us anywhere. So, if you're up for walking, let's get ourselves out of here. Come again? What are you looking so surprised for? You didn't think I was gonna stay here and accept being punished for all eternity, did you? Well, either that or stay here and wait for Rufina to show up again. Listen here, Reese. I'm not gonna deny that there's part of me, a big part, that wants to be punished for what I did. And there's a part of me that was overjoyed to see Rufina again. However, there's a part of me that was overjoyed to see Rufina again. However, it came to be. But I'm not alone down here. You're here with me, and believe me, that changes everything. Because you like inhale my ass, or like, you can kill stuff easily. As long as you're here, I'm not staying in this hellhole a second longer than I have to. We're getting out of here, you and me, no matter what it takes. Right. Okay, I like the save though because it's like a thunderstorm out now. Oh, sweet. Alright, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, press like and below. If you're not subscribed yet, why don't you have my video so I can check out some of the content and see what you're liking. Once again, thank you for watching. Hope you all have a great day.